Chapter 13. Guru-disciple mutual relations and conduct rules. The nature of the guru-disciple relationship may vary from individual to individual amongst the gurus and disciples, but on the whole there are certain well-defined principles. We shall here take the best guru and the best disciple to show what the mutual relations and conduct rules should be. Sai Baba was the best guru, and as the guru that we can think of, his behavior and conduct may be taken to establish rules for others. Guruship of a more technical or commercial sort cannot lead us to correct behavior or conduct. If the engagement of a teacher is a mercenary affair, then very few of the following rules would apply, though in any case a teacher must be treated with some respect, whatever his capacity or failings may be. But in respect of the ideal that is Baba's ideal, a guru is loved heart and soul by the disciple, and the disciple forsakes everything, including his kith and kin and property, and relies entirely upon the guru for looking after his temporal and spiritual needs. The guru responds with equally strong love to the disciple's love. In such a case, it is not necessary to go to the scriptures to find out what the mutual relations should be. Perfect love casts out fear and shows preparedness for any sacrifice and every sacrifice. A disciple, a true one, is prepared to give up even his life to save the water in the wet fields of the Master being lost to him. As it states in the scriptures, he who maintains his body, wealth, or property, knowledge, residence, work, qualities, and even life, barely to serve the purposes of the Guru, is called a disciple, and others are not. The counterpart of this is the Guru's duty. And that duty is, as the scriptures state, he is no guru, nor a kinsman, nor a father, nor she a mother, nor it God, nor he a husband who does not save one's life when one is threatened with imminent death. The guru-disciple relationship is perfectly mutual. If the disciple must sacrifice even his life for the beloved guru's property, the guru also sacrifices his life and everything for the sake of the disciple. Baba's guru saved him from being stoned to death by ordering the brick that came near his head to stand still in mid-air, and it stood. Baba himself said he would give up his very life to save those who were constantly thinking of him and were absorbed in him. It is noted in G.S. Karpati's diary that Baba pointed out to him that his body had got emaciated, his digestion impaired, and his food reduced to bare bread and water due to worries of looking after innumerable devotees, and that yet in spite of these he must up to the time of his departure from this world go on doing his duty whatever be the consequence. Baba put his hand into the fire to save the life of a blacksmith's child that had fallen into the blacksmith's fire elsewhere. And when asked about the pain and the trouble caused by the burning, Baba said that he had saved the child and that God would cure his burn. It is believed that when Baba passed away in October of 1918, Tacha Patel was lying ill in a critical condition, and Baba gave up his own life to save the life of Tacha, his much and beloved pupil, whose family he was indebted all his life, especially from the earliest of days, for sustenance. Giving up life is very dramatic, but what is more painful and requires greater ability, perhaps, is to devote one's life to constant service, not minding any question of health or comfort. That is the real seva, the true service referred to in the Bhagavad Gita, as commented upon by Baba himself. The disciple, as stated by Lord Krishna, has to render perpetual service to the Guru, having dedicated to him at the very beginning his body, mind, soul, and property, and he must not retain any idea when rendering service to the Master that he is free either to render or not to render service, but think he is only carrying out his surrender of body and mind by devoting every little power possessed by him to the service of the Master. Instances may be found of Siva in various parts of this book, and the instance quoted in the earliest Sanskrit authorities on the subject of guru-disciple relation is generally the collection by the disciple of the fuel for the Guru. In ancient days, forest abounded and fuel could be got by anyone who went into the woods to collect dried branches. Fuel was wanted for maintaining the sacrificial fire as well as the fire for cooking the food, and the third fire in each ashram. Therefore, the Mundaka Upanishad says, "For obtaining learning or wisdom, a student ought to go to his Guru, who is well versed in the knowledge of Brahman, a God-realized man, carrying a bundle in his hand." This might be thought inapplicable to modern days by reason of our reserved forest, but in Baba's case, when he was taken by Jafar Ali as a disciple, Baba did such work, namely carrying and heating water, cooking the food for his Guru. And the Guru Gita says that one ought to do menial service and stand like a menial servant, waiting upon the Guru at all times. That is, like the peon at beck and call, he must wait for the Guru's orders. Baba did such work, not minding the hardships involved. Baba always set the example in everything that he undertook, and his services to Jafar Ali were a good example set to others for what they ought to do for their master. Many pupils, however, go out from life to gurus as lawyers, retired teachers, and merchants, and they cannot be expected to carry or cook food for their master. But even these are seen in several ashrams, like those in the Himalayas and other hills, to be rendering service of various sorts suited to each one's capacity. The essence consists in self-denial and readiness to serve willingly a master from whom one expects the most valuable aid, if not everything. That is why the Gita lays emphasis on Siva above anything. Incidentally, it may be noticed that service is only one form in which the disciple chooses to help or favor his master. The master's interest must always be treated as the interest of the pupil, and the master's reputation and property, good name and economic welfare must all be the chief interest that guides the conduct of the pupil. This is the basis of the several of the rules we shall note below, as laid down in the Guru Gita and other books. The pupil or disciple has to render service, and this is both a gain and a burden. Physically, it is a burden. Sentimentally, it may be a burden, though it ought not be felt as a burden by a really enthusiastic and earnest disciple. Such enthusiastic devotees take pride and pleasure in serving their master. The gain is chiefly the privilege of satsang, of being always in attendance upon and under the eye of a great and powerful Guru, a perfect specimen of purity, wisdom, courage, and goodness. Such a Guru, a real saint, will purify one of taints, of vasanas. All previous traces of bad tendencies and habits would be burnt up by such contact. Guru Gita says that sangha or dusanga, bad company, has to be avoided by a disciple in order to become fit to be a true disciple. But the traces of bad company may still be there, and the Guru burns up all such evil traces. Apart from bad company and vices, there are a number of defects in the disciple, and the constant companionship and advice of the Guru will remove these and make a disciple fit to take further steps to reach the highest goal of knowledge and perfection. The disciple has generally, in spite of himself, a tendency to be proud of his caste, of his learning, his good qualities, his wealth and family. And the Guru has to burn up all of these knots and vasanas, these obstacles and hindrances of the disciple. As the Guru Gita says, the Guru's grace is the sword with which he cuts off the 8 bonds of his pupil and thereby provides for his happiness. Such a one is called a Sadguru. The 8 bonds are stated as compassion, doubt, fear, false sense of shame and shyness, tendency to scoff or find fault, pride of family and caste, pride of high breeding, and pride of wealth. Of course, these are only some instances of the teacher's attention to the disciple's nature. The perfect Guru has himself perfect freedom from all vices and defects, from all ignorance and delusion, and by constantly being with such a Guru, a competent disciple absorbs all the qualities of the Guru in himself. By intimate contact between 2 loving people, each absorbs the likeness of the other. They talk alike and think alike, they feel alike, and they behave alike. In consequence, they become of the same nature. A powerful, fearless, ever-sacrificing, ever-luminous, and calm Guru turns the disciple into equally fearless, self-sacrificing, and luminous and calm. Jnana, or true knowledge, thus flows from the Guru to the disciple through these moral traits, as also by the Guru's direct action on the soul. The Guru engages in meditation and Atma-nishta, and the disciple, by intently concentrating on the Guru, gets his knowledge directly. He is able to shake off all attachment and become thoroughly sattvic, and to rise to the fullest understanding and appreciation of Brahma Jnana, or Brahma-nishta. The Mahavakyas, which get not merely repeated but also embodied in the Guru, soak into the disciple, and he also becomes an embodiment of them. This is the highest achievement of the Guru. It is for that the Guru is approached by the disciple. But many another feat is achieved before and in addition to this final achievement. The Guru's grace is bread and milk to the disciple, and the Guru is treated as the only sadhana by him. These are not merely the words of Baba, but are also found in the Guru Gita, written centuries ago in the Skanda Purana. Baba, though never taught reading, was an all-realizer and did not require any study of any Purana for this purpose, being thoroughly absorbed in his Guru, who gave him all knowledge, wisdom, and realization, which is the goal of all discipleship. Baba, never having touched a single book, so far as we know, in his whole life, and never taught even the alphabet of any language, knew many languages, thoughts, had all achievements, intellectual, moral, and mental, and could interpret any part of any scripture. How did he get that knowledge? By Guru Seva, the highest service to the Guru. That was his answer. So Seva, though looked down upon as something menial and disgusting, and as a thing to be avoided by fashionable people, is the potent means by which Baba achieved the highest goal of life. One of the disqualifications noted in a previous chapter for a disciple is Siva Vimukha, that is, disinclination to serve. One sees what a fatal drawback it will be if a disciple himself says, "I will not serve." Such a one lacks humility and can achieve nothing. Tasting the Padaturtham of the Guru is said to be the means of attaining knowledge. Perfect faith in the Guru, treating him as God, enables a man taking the water used for washing his feet as being more valuable than all the tirthas in the world, either in his mouth or on his head, to derive the fullest benefit of all the tirthas in the world, which is to get rid of all bad vasanas, all the evil tendencies, and by purity of heart to be fitted for perfect sattva and illumination. Conduct rules are the result of very great respect and regard for the Guru. Puja is enjoined. Avoid familiarity, avoid contact with the irreverent, and avoid listening to blame or disrespect of the Guru or of any saint. As it states in the Kularnava Tantra, if any talks ill of the Guru, shut your ears and go away very far so as not to hear what that talk, and then have the Guru restore bhakti. And Baba endorses this view. Mutual relations of Guru and disciple. We have already noted that the Guru has to be treated as not in the least different from God, but as identical with God, on the authority of the Upanishads and numerous other works. A proper disciple must have therefore para bhakti, a strong devotion, as well as attachment to his Guru. And then the Guru returns the love and proves it by looking after and undertaking to look after everything that concerns the disciple, both temporally and spiritually. Behavior naturally follows this heartfelt love. The disciple feels there is nothing higher than the Guru. There is nothing higher than the Guru, and this is God, this is unique. This is known and experienced, as it says in the Guru Gita. By meditation on God, Guru, jnana dawns upon the pupil. The Guru, the directions of the Guru, of course, to be strictly followed for purifying the heart. The ever-changing phenomena are fleeting and unworthy of attachment. Hence, turn the mind away from them onto the real Brahman. This advice of the Guru must be followed. Peace of mind follows by Guru's grace. The numerous directions in the Guru Gita as to the propriety of behavior follow from the above attitude and relationship. The conduct rules are as follows. A disciple should not and can never be blaming his Guru, and should not feel any pride or envy, or jealousy or hatred, nor contempt or entertain any similar feelings towards the Guru. And of course, he cannot threaten the Guru, nor treat himself as equal. But on the other hand, he must fall at the Guru's feet and drink the holy water that is used for washing the Guru's feet, and always think of the Guru as long as his body lasts. Guru is the last moment helper, the one person or force that can help to save the disciple at the moment of his death and make that end happy, which wife and children and wealth and fame cannot do, which in fact they render painful. If the Guru has been rejected or forgotten, then at last critical moment the disciple's mind will be greatly perturbed and agitated or frightened. The Guru's orders must be strictly obeyed and carried out personally and not delegated to others. Nothing should be done without consulting the Guru. In the Guru's presence, the disciple must avoid himself playing the part of the master or giving spiritual instruction or orders, drinking liquor, sauntering about jauntily, placing oneself on a cot or stretching one's legs out, or getting oneself similar enjoyment. Or he must not ornament himself. One must day and night attend upon the Guru like a peon. One must not take the Guru's property. What he gives must be respectfully received. And the Guru's footwear and asana, his seat in bed, must all be respected and not touched with the disciple's feet. And when the Guru moves, the disciple, like a shadow, must follow him. And the remnants of the Guru's food must be consumed reverentially as sacrificial offering and not given away. No untrue or harsh or proud word or command should be uttered in the Guru's presence. The Guru must always be addressed as Prabhu, or Lord, or Diva, or God, or Swami or Master, as well as Raja or Maharaja, all spoken with great reverence. The Guru saves the disciple from curses of gods and men, and even from death. The Guru's name must be used as the supreme mantra, which will work wonders. By bare service to the Guru, the import of the Mahavakyas will be absorbed by the disciple. The Guru is full of Mahavakya illumination, and the disciple's touch or torch is kindled from that flame. Atma Jnana, the self-knowledge, is the result. The Guru must be meditated on and bowed to as being the universe and all gods. This is illustrated by a mirror reflecting a mirror. Soham represents that state. The Guru must be treated as in the heart. The disciple, thinking of the Guru, becomes that, tat. Intense thought by love, hate, or fear on the form transforms one into that form. So says the scriptures. This means that the disciple becomes a liberated soul by reaching the Hamsa Padam, by attaining the Bindu and finally becoming it. The above summaries are the conduct rules for disciples and the benefits he attains thereby. Whether these rules are contained in the Skanda Purana or in the Bhagavata, the course of conduct prescribed and the fruit are the same.